Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to IWA War Room, episode 62. And this is us going over the Leo Blade Invitational, the Father's Day special, and two test shows that have happened recently. And if you guys are not in tune yet, this Friday will be the official draft for Vertigo and Dogfight. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a banger, guaranteed. And we're going to start off with the IWA Leo Blade Invitational 2. For the IWA Tag Team Championships, contested under a fatal four-way. Hustle and Money, Zach Cotrill and CB Money versus Hostility, Daryl Williams and Jay Johnson versus the Standard, Tucker Watson, Pierre Stone versus the Champions, Mighty and MG. And in the end, the Standard became the new champions. IWA Prestige World Championship Triple Threat. Lewis West versus Brick Savage versus the champion Harnage Grimm, with Harnage Grimm retaining the gold. Welcome the King of Chaos, Wes Grimm. I'm doing pretty well, brother. How about you? How are you doing? Going over the IWA shows right now for War Room. I was just talking about how your son retained. Welcome, Mad King. Next up is Last Man Standing, Ricky Bays versus Big Lou, with Big Lou walking out victorious. Hoping you're well, Mad King. Look forward to our future interview. And also, Wes Grimm, we still have our interview coming up soon, so stay tuned for that, everybody. IWA Queen of the eFeds Championship, Angelina West versus Sonia Ortiz, the champion, with Angela West walking out the new champion. This next one was called The Loser Gets Drafted Last. So basically, when the draft comes up, the person that lost this match would have to be drafted at the very last. And it was between Chambers and Buster Anderson, where Chambers walked out victorious. Yes, Mad King is in the house, everybody. Go check out his work if you haven't. Steel Cage, champion versus champion, title for title, the IWA Prestige World Championship and the U.S. Championship. Jen, with her U.S. Championship versus the champion Quinn Kushida, the Prestige Champion. Both titles on the line. Quinn Kushida retained her world title, walking out with the U.S. title, becoming a double champion. Fatal four-way, Dante Maddox versus King Khan versus KD versus Tony Rose, with Tony Rose walking out victorious. Hey, brother, that's what's up. Oh, computer? I am going to say this. Sometimes, for some reason, it doesn't, cooperate when I'm doing an interview and somebody's on their computer. It usually works better on a phone. But if it works on your computer, we can give it a shot. But most of the time, it's usually a pain in the ass. It won't let you come on unless you're on your phone or something. But we can give it a try tonight for you, man. But if anything, we may have to do the phone. But to each their own. IWA Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. Athena and Quinn Kushida versus the champions, Las Madrinas. Diana Martinez and Mercedes Martinez, with Las Madrinas retaining the gold. IWA Rising Talent Championship. Shalon King versus the champion, Mr. Murder. If Shalon King lost, he would be fired. Mr. Murder retained, which means Shalon King is fired. IWA Blackheart Championship, Athena versus Chanel Baltimore, with Chanel Baltimore walking out the champion. 3-on-1 handicap, MG with the Mighty versus the Carnage Collective, James Smith, the Savage John Robb, and the Phantom Eddie Walker, where the Carnage Collective walked out victorious. Hey, brother, if that works, yeah. That usually works better for people, what I've noticed. When people have tried to join on their computer in the past, it literally will not work, and then when they go on their phone, boom, they're on. Ambulance match, Joker versus Dimebag Dan, with Joker walking out victorious. And in the main event, triple threat Hell in a Cell Iron Man for the Legacy Championship, VJ versus Big Bad Baby Daddy versus the champion Leo Blade, with VJ walking out the new champion, ending the 2-year reign of Leo Blade in a big shocker, the dark horse of the match, some people would say, the wild card. Next up is the Father's Day special, and we had a 20-man gauntlet eliminator. Welcome, Colton Whittington, also known as Scar. Welcome, sir. And because originally it was supposed to be a Royal Rumble, but then it got changed due to technical difficulties. So these 20 men entered: Big Lou, Bloodstone, Chambers, Buster Anderson, Daryl Williams, Goliath, Flash, Jack Graves, James Smith, the Savage John Robb, Ricky Bays, Nomad, Bishop Freeman, Dex Michaels, Mighty, MG, Sean Smith, walked out victorious. 8-way battle royal: Miss Murder versus Teresa versus War Maiden versus Britt Graves versus Sonya versus Sylvia Knight versus Tori versus Britt Monet, with Tori walking out victorious. 3 stages of hell for the IWA Prestige World Championship. Huh? My bad. Technical difficulties. All right, 3 stages of hell for the IWA Prestige World Championship. And it was between Jack Graves and the champion Harnage Grimm, where Jack Graves and Harnage went to war, and Harnage retained the gold, winning 2 matches to 1. Next up, a tornado tag: the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon Dudley, taking on the Standard, Tucker Watson, Pierre Stone, with the Standard walking out victorious. And your boy has been on one hell of a roll in IWA. He's the Prestige World Champion for a reason. IWA Blackheart Championship: Tori versus the champion Chanel Baltimore, with Chanel Baltimore retaining the gold. And in the main event, Iron Man submission for the IWA US Championship: Mike Howard versus the champion KD, with KD retaining the gold. Now for the IWA test shows: Blade versus Daryl Williams, with Blade walking out victorious. Tony Rose versus Bishop Freeman, with Tony Rose walking out victorious. Hey, Zarek is a future. The future is now, man, and the future is bright. Future of Chaos. I like that. The future of Chaos. I love it. Deuce Sparks versus Jay Johnson, with Deuce Sparks walking out victorious. Raven Grimm versus Miss Murder, with Raven Grimm walking out victorious. Jack Graves versus Isaiah Ortiz. This is the next IWA test show, with Jack Graves walking out victorious. Blade versus Klaus Kruger, with Blade walking out victorious. Jack Graves versus Ricky Bays, with Jack Graves walking out victorious. Athena versus Mona C, with Athena walking out victorious. Britt Graves versus Ayla, with Britt Graves walking out victorious. Tony Rose versus No Amusement, with Tony Rose walking out victorious. And that's what I had to go over for IWA at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, the draft is this Friday. Futures will be changed. Teams will be broken up. It's going to be a crazy night. I can't wait to see how the draft goes and who gets drafted where. I'm excited to see how things will go. But yeah, I do hope everybody has a great day. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. Peace out.